Alright, so welcome back, yeah guys, to another episode of Song for Rita. And today we're gonna continue with Mitsuru's portion of the story, so yeah, let's do this shit. The Shell Operators. I'm quite fond of the name. Not that I normally pay much heed to these things, but in this case I admit to being pleased. I started It started as sarcasm on the part of the higher ranked personnel from the police, but it could mean it could be taken to mean those who deal with shells, but the real meaning is those who operate in the shells. Not only is the unit unofficial, we have a different to credit job of exterminating monsters. Mostly I suspect it was a dig at a group that disturbed the expected peaceful years before the older personnel's retirement. The Shell's operative could also mean one who does an indispensable, albeit unrewarded job for society. It's a name truly befitting of this organization's goals. We're approaching the first anniversary of the Shell Operatives establishment. Though we're still at a level of basic investigation and laying groundwork, seems a full-scale case has arisen.
Fighting is not our first option, but I'd be more reassured with you there. We have a general idea of where it was taken, the Inaba area, where there were reports of suspected shadow activity last year.
Glad as it is to hear from an old, reliable friend. I limit to call to a quick exchange of information.
I'll send you the precise location later. Sorry to call when we just returned from a trip, but I'm relying on your assistance.
Wait a minute, first off, shit. Like, sorry about that, yeah, guys. So, yeah, now we can do this shit. I close my cell and turn towards my colleague.
He's only just returned and he's going directly to the location from the airport. Akihiko never changes.
True, man. The man I was on the phone with was just now was Akihiko Sanada. He's one of our non-permanent staff. Akihiko is an excellent persona user, but beyond that, he's a skilled boxer. He's a friend of mine from high school who fought the Shells alongside me. I admire his strict determination to never neglect his training, but the extreme lengths he goes to can be very inconvenient. After entering college, he accepted my invitation to be one of the founding Shell operatives, but it was his actions afterward that went above and beyond. Alright, so sure, I'll join, but if I'm going to use my strength, professionally, I want to get my skills to a level I'm happy with first. Thus began his training expedition. So basically, the whole C's group was discontinued sometime after Persona 3, and instead the Shadow Operatives are now a thing. He's not only wandering the country, he's traveling the entire world. I can't decide whether to be dumbfounded or impressed by his dedication to train. All of this is to say that he's only just returned to Japan to take part in this operation. I give a weird smile and lean back on my chair. Seeing me relax, the girl watching nearby smiles. This is Aigis, known for blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. She's a sweet girl on the outside, but she has what it takes to be an important member of our
Will
squad.
we be able to find Labris? My sister?
Hmm?
When when I look over at Aegis, her eyes are cast downward with a worried expression.
Will we be able to save her? Isn't that what you really want to ask?
She must have known once I called Akiko in as backup. There is a possibility that we will have to fight Labris, knowing that it's not a great leap to imagine that in the worst case she may have to be destroyed. And it's true, alas. If all else fails, our safety is at risk with no other way to stop her. That option is on the table. Still,
Don't worry. As I mentioned to Akihiko, fighting Labris is not our priority. The reason I formed this shadow operative team is to save lives. We will find her, whatever it takes, and bring her back. We can do this.
Yes. I'm sorry to be so pessimistic.
Those feelings you had for Labris, you should tell her when you see her.
I will.
the monitor is showing certain data that is under multiple redundant encryptions. Kirijo Ergonomics Research Lab, confidential matters. There is, in fact, a reason I'm revealing these materials that are normally securely concealed. For 2 days ago, on May 1st, I was unexpectedly dragged into a serious incident. The passenger plane I was taking to Kagoshima was hijacked when there has been a domestic hijacking for 10 years. The top brass of the police, afraid to make any mistakes, sent in the shadow operatives. And the case itself was resolved quickly and all the culprits arrested. None of the passengers were harmed either. But the hijackers' true motive wasn't terrorism or political demands, as one would expect. It was surprised to find that they were really after my cargo. It was a sealed box from the Ergonomics Research Lab that we were transporting to Yakushima on that flight. No one thought that the risky hijacking could have been in pursuit of just the cargo, and as of the result, one of the objects was stolen. The arrested suspects are in the police custody, but none of them with any memory of carrying out the crime. Someone was pulling their strings, very probably using uncommon methods. Considering that Puppet Master was targeting shadow-related cargo, I doubt they'll be easy to deal with. As for what was stolen, I just mentioned its name a moment ago. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris is an older model from 2 generations ago. Since shadow-related Ergo research documents were lost in an accident, we know little about Labris. She is an android, most likely a female version, just like Aegis. But instead of the weapon's loadout, she seems to have been fitted with some kind of experimental equipment. That's all we know. Still, thanks to our collaborators' quick wit, escaping the vehicle was traced with the end system. It wasn't easy, but we managed to pinpoint its location. It was heading for the city of Iipa, where there may have been shadow activity last year. Once the preparations to depart are complete, I'll head there myself. My mind wanders a bit. Though I was unaware of them, the shadow of sins committed in the Kirijo name is still so painful 10 years on, that I sometimes wanted to avert my eyes. not the time to be bound by the past. Now is the time to act. I suddenly noticed that August has been staring at me worriedly. I give her a smile and stand up decisively. We're pulling up to Yasu Inaba, the central town of Inaba. Though it's the central town, the main streets seem nearly deserted, and there's virtually no activity to be seen through the car's windows. It was confirmed that the vehicle transporting Labradors was abandoned here. Our first move would be to confirm the situation. Or so I thought. I attempt to ignore the rude stares of people trying to get a look inside the car, focusing instead on the scent of my tea. People keep crying around when we park. We had to move it a number of times already. We didn't get a moment's peace until the car had reached the junkyard on the outskirts of town. As I try to keep from sighing, August speaks up for her seat in front of me.
Mitsuru-san, our activities are supposed to be undercover, correct?
Yes.
For undercover missions, it will be necessary to keep all personnel and vehicles from being noticed.
Right.
Mitsuru-san, may I say something that I've been meaning to say for a while now?
No.
Understood.
August's poker face is a perfect blank, though I understand what she's getting at. I actually wanted to say something along those lines to those around me for a while. Still, it would have been galling to hear it from someone else just now.
All I told them was to give us a car with enough space.
Our contact has arrived.
The man approaching us is someone whose cooperation I specifically requested. His name is Detective Kurosawa. Before I can welcome him, August speaks up.
Oh my! This was not our designated meeting area, yet he has discovered us.
You want to know how I did it?
Lately, it feels that whenever August wants to voice her opinion on me, she intentionally puts on the robot app. They mentioned this at the lab, that if August still speaks in that stiff, formal manner, either she's getting too human or is developing habits, or she's doing it on purpose.
We
Honestly,
appreciate your cooperation, Detective Kurosawa.
Long time no see, miss. And I guess wasn't.
Indeed. It has been a while.
Detective Kurosawa was an officer at the police box near the school you attended 3 years ago. He was shunned for cooperating with us and busted back down to officer. But now that the shadow operatives are officially recognized, and that he's in their good graces again, the man who can be trusted beyond the confines of his station to solve a case, even going so far as to bend the rules. He's a rare breed. Detective Kurosawa's expression has softened while he makes small talk with August, which makes me realize that this may be the first time he's seen August in her combat form.
I shouldn't make you stand while we talk. Please, get in.
Sorry. I haven't seen you in a while, so I had a lot to say.
He must understand what we are trying to. He must understand that we are trying to go incognito, meaning that you try to do shit in secret, bro. Kind of like your internet history. Kind of like when dudes try to go into porn sites on incognito mode. Though it's kind of him not to point out that a vehicle and a tire are clearly unsuited to that goal. As he enters the limousine, he sits and doesn't even wait until the doors are closed before getting to the point.
I found out quite a bit regarding the case you had to look into. First, I reviewed the report on the incidents from last year. One of the suspects mentioned the word persona.
So what went on here last year?
It's probably related, but I wasn't done there. Parts of this guy's testimony were even more outlandish. If you can take what's in the record at face value, it seems persona users can enter TVs within the Eneba region.
Enter TVs? What does that mean?
Just what it sounds like. You physically stick your body into the screen and go inside. He claimed there was another world in the TV, and dropping people inside it was the method behind last year's murders.
This all sounds rather absurd. I'm surprised it was included in the police report.
I got in touch with the detective in charge at the time and said the same thing. Apparently the report was filed by a young partner of his at the time. He'd entertained the wildest testimonies like this one.
He sounds like quite the oddball.
If this was what really went on, the police would have had no chance cracking it. But that Detective Dojima is one shrewd guy. Even with all the supernatural hocus-pocus surrounding the case, he caught the culprit.
Yup. And that culprit was a Dachi, bro. What I asked of him was to collect information about the serial murders that occurred in Eneba last year. The shadow operatives aren't public knowledge, so I thought the local police would be more willing to speak with him, but the results surpassed my expectations. Though it is slightly frustrating to already run up against something I'm powerless to achieve myself.
That's all I have for you right now. I should be gone. I doubt either of us has time to reminisce over the old days. It's funny though. I thought the fighting was over, but you guys surprise me every time I see you.
Thank you very much, Officer Kurosawa. Why don't we at least see you off?
Oh, that's all right. I've got my own car. I doubt my department would appreciate your tastes. If I ever showed up for work in something like this, I'd be the talk of the force until the day I retired.
Detective Kurosawa jokes with us before exiting the limousine, waving casually back at us. I had nothing to say to that as I watched him leave, rotating his shoulders to work out some kinks. I guess though felt like the need to comment.
Mitsuru-san, this could be bad. Our sense of social aptitude is in question.
Can't deny that.
What should we do now?
Yes. First, we'll need to test the claim that persona users can enter TVs.
We are at a junkyard after all, and I can see a number of consumer electronics that have been discarded illegally. August looks around and points at a certain pile as she gets out of the car.
There is a discarded TV over there. If the environment does not matter, we can use it to test the phenomenon.
Wait, Igus.
Don't worry. I'm just going to touch it.
That's not what I was worried about. August isn't wearing anything like a disguise in. No, I'm overthinking this. We already attracted enough attention. Even if we leave now without doing anything, our picture could still end up on the internet. Let them gossip about the strange people in funny clothes. I'll become some urban legend. My mind made up. I step outside him wearing my special equipment. Once August sees that I follow her, she gives a small nod and stretches her hand towards the screen.
Amazing!
Her hand is inside the TV screen, but the screen itself seems undamaged. August's hand is swallowed up to her wrist. If she puts it into a bucket of water.
Interesting. It's exactly as the police report said. What's it like inside? Do you feel anything?
Not particularly. No. Wait a moment. It's the same as mine. It's hard to say definitively since this is my first encounter with it, but I believe this reading is from a personality module.
Does that mean our retrieval target is inside the TV?
Huh. Sounds like fun.
Oh, that voice from above. sounds very familiar. Oh, Akiko. But all I see in the direction from where it comes is the man in the outlandish red cape. I hesitate for a moment. Could it be?
Is that Akihiko?
The man leaps from the stacked tower of TVs like an
You didn't show
acrobat.
up at the rendezvous point, so I went looking and found you here. This whole TV thing is pretty interesting.
In spite of myself, I bury my face in my palm.
Akihiko, what on earth are you wearing? Just what were you doing overseas?
Didn't I tell you that I was on a training expedition?
Don't tell me you came here from the airport like that. Does the concept of keeping a low profile mean nothing to you?
Mitsuru-san, I believe we have lost the right to complain about that.
That's it. I never mentioning the subject of our appearance again.
Anyway, we can go inside from that TV, right? What are we waiting for?
Still the same Akihiko. We don't know the situation inside yet, and we'll need a secure means of getting out.
So what? We want to get this Labrys back. Someone has to go inside, right?
Well, that's...
A target hijacked a plane to throw her into a TV in this town. If we sit on our hands, it's possible we'll be put in serious danger.
Akiko's right. That's exactly why we've been trying to act as quickly as possible since this case
We're
begun.
different from how we used to be. We made the choice to fight shadows as professionals. That's why I traveled around the world and trained harder than ever. And now that something's actually come up, you're hesitating? We agreed to do this. I'm ready to stake my life on the mission.
Recklessly unafraid to state his honest opinion, classic Akihiko. He must understand that this is his role. Certainly, there are times when I need such opinions, and it's been a while since we went aboard. I think I can understand his current mindset.
All right. Wait right here. I need to go make a phone call first.
Okay, but make it quick.
He doesn't have to tell me twice. I take out my phone and bring up the contact list. The world inside the TV. I don't know what it might be like in there, but I know someone who can help us. I was originally going to ask their help after Labrys was secure, but perhaps the time has come. Now I've taken all the possible precautions. The rest is a test of our resolve. Alright.
The other members will wait here in the car.
Yeah. If we all barge in and something happens, it'll be devastating.
Now that you mention it, at least one of us should be staying behind as well.
I am not staying.
Us three will be plenty. We'll end this in a flash. No problem.
The same as always. Although, we have no idea what might be waiting for us on the other side. Don't get careless.
Right.
Yep. You also gotta remember, this cutscene also played with Naoto in Naoto's part of the story as well. That's because she was watching them, bruh.
Ready.
Why enter the TV? What's going on?
Alright, so, yeah. That'll be it for today's video, guys. So, I'll see you guys next time. Orange TV, signing off.